So we just picked up this bed cover. They call it a tonneau, but what kind of word is that? What is a tonneau from Amazon? And it looks pretty good. It's about a third of the cost. Actually, times this by 5, and this is what Ford charges for something similar. It's ridiculous. Comes in a big box. Thing's pretty heavy out of the box. You might need some hands getting that into somewhere you're going to need to set it up. And this little, like $1 snap light you pick up at a dollar store. I didn't even use it. It didn't even come with batteries. But you can use it if you want to. It's nice they threw it in there. And here's all the parts that you will need to put this thing together. Now, it's not very descriptive. There is a little gap here between the I guess the side rails and the back, so you do need to put this weather stripping in here and cut it down to size just so it won't leak or the wind won't pull it up from underneath the back window. So they do supply that, which is nice. So you put it on there first, make sure it fits, and close the back. You can see how it works. And to install it, it's pretty straightforward. The instructions are not great, but if you watch this video, everything you need to know. Now, this rail underneath here in my truck is plastic or fiberglass. I'm not sure what this is. So you really don't want to tighten these up too much or you'll end up splitting your plastic, and I didn't want to do that. So just tighten enough so it doesn't flip-flop, and don't go crazy because you will rip this thing open and cause some problems. You don't want to do that. It's probably expensive to replace. And then there's a little nut that goes on top of that, a little wing nut that kind of holds that in place. I don't know why you need two. I guess this is to adjust the tension, and that's just to lock it in. And that's just on the first one. Those are the only ones that have wing nuts. And then the second, like this little bolt here, you put these little snap guys down. Now, the first one will not fold. So the first one always stays flat and stationary unless you take the whole top off. So that's important to know. But the second and third panels do flip up, and these are the handles for them. And these are pretty simple to put on. They don't look like... again, the instructions are real hard to follow. The illustrations aren't super helpful, but... it's not a terrible installation. So you put 4 of those on for the final 2 panels, and it's the same left and right. And then you see you just twist these on. Now I'm going to adjust the tension. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Again, I think it's a plastic rail on here. It's not metal, so I really don't want to break it. So just enough tension so you know that this is not going to flip off. It's going to be secure, and you'll know. So you just fold it down, and it brings it up, and you just lock it down in a place where it's in the straight up position. And you'll kind of feel it. Not too tight, and, well, definitely not too loose, or the thing will flap all over the place. So there's 4 of these on the 2 back panels, the 2 rearmost panels. You put these on left and right side, and they all go on exactly the same way. I'll show you how they fold too. And it's on there pretty secure. I've got it pretty tight, but not too tight. And when you lock your tailgate up, nobody can get underneath there. Once you lock your car, your tailgate locks in most of the newer F-150s and trucks. So you can see the insulation here, the weather stripping underneath. I haven't tried this in full-on rain yet, but it looks like it's going to do a pretty good job. It's probably not going to keep it completely 100% dry, but for what we paid for this thing is more than enough protection here. Now, to open it up, to fold these 2 panels, you just flip these 2 handles down and then just fold them up towards the front. And you can see that these things tuck in. I'll show you that in a second. And you got little snap-ins here. So these things just tuck in like that, neatly fold away. There's little rubber gaskets in there that kind of hold them in place. And these 2 little snap jobs hold it down so it's not going to fly if you're running down the highway and if you got something in the back with the 2 panels folded over like this. So it's pretty darn secure. I mean, you may have, in a big wind or something, you might hear a little something. So this does everything I needed to do, and it's a whole lot less than the ones that Ford and some other vendors sell. Very happy with it. I think you'll like it too. And it looks pretty good on the back of our truck, you have to admit.